Lord, the drama continues. Y'all already know this is Pun, Drunk, Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Won't Shine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. El Borracho. Dímelo, mi gente. Look. First and foremost, please, ladies and gentlemen, let's be fair. Let's be perfectly fair. Let's have an open mind. Because in all actuality, the Ryan Garcia drama is with Eddy Reynoso. It is not with Canelo Alvarez, but I do believe that Canelo Alvarez is actually fighting the battle of Eddy Reynoso. And since Canelo Alvarez is the cash cow of the sport of boxing, the king of the sport of boxing, y'all already know Canelo Alvarez, Saul Canelo Alvarez, a.k.a. King Nelo, a.k.a. Cash Kello, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. Get the fuck out of here, man, the 4th Division World Champion, the newly super middleweight undisputed, y'all already know the king, El Rey de Boxeo. A lot of people are picking the side of Canelo Alvarez and giving the benefit of the doubt to Canelo Alvarez. Yet, this is not a Canelo Alvarez problem. This is a Eddy Reynoso and a Ryan Garcia issue. Trainer, fighter. Canelo Alvarez is not taking no percentage of Ryan Garcia. He was more as a tutelage to a Ryan Garcia, but let's remember the business or partnership was with Eddy Reynoso and Ryan Garcia. And I think, to be fair, when we're looking at Eddy Reynoso, it's like we're looking at Canelo Alvarez. So I do believe, and maybe I'm wrong. You can leave it in the comment box. You know, we can chop it up. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. But it seems like in the community, when we're talking about it and people are making videos about it, it seems like we're giving the benefit of the doubt to Eddy Reynoso, not only because he's trainer of the year, because we got to give him props, but because we're looking at Eddy Reynoso like if it's Canelo Alvarez. And it's the word of Ryan Garcia versus the word of Canelo Alvarez. And it should be the word of Ryan Garcia versus the word of Eddy Reynoso. You understand what I'm trying to say? Now, Ryan Garcia took it to Twitter and tweeted because, in reference to Canelo Alvarez, they had a recent interview with Eddy, ES News, reporting. Shout out to Eddy, always doing a wonderful job, getting exclusive. And Canelo Alvarez said that Eddy Reynoso always was ready to train Ryan Garcia. He was always ready. He always had time. He always had time to train Ryan Garcia. It was Ryan Garcia that was actually not disciplined. And since Eddy Reynoso got other fighters, you know what? If you're not disciplined, he's just not going to cut time off for the other fighters when you're supposed to be showing up, for example, at 12 o'clock and you're showing up 2 hours later at 2 o'clock to the gym and think that Eddy Reynoso is just going to drop working. But Ryan Garcia, like he said a couple of weeks ago, saying that Eddy Reynoso had no time for me, and this is why I got a new trainer, Joe Goosen. Now, Ryan Garcia took it to Twitter and said, in reference to what Canelo Alvarez said in the interview with Eddy, Canelo doesn't know the facts. The first camp I had with Eddy went great. Then everything went bad. He only showed up 2 weeks before Fonseca fight. And that's when I first asked my manager to talk to him about finding a new trainer. Virgil Ortiz left because Eddy never showed. Now, y'all already know Virgil Ortiz also that's going to be performing in March 19th. People thought that Virgil Ortiz, who was out there in San Diego, was going to train with Eddy Reynoso after leaving Robert Garcia. Virgil Ortiz stated that, they didn't have no time for him, that Eddy Reynoso was not in the gym. So now it's really two fighters. Now, there's a lot of people like that hate Ryan Garcia for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I think the hate is over-exaggerated in my opinion. All that stuff, the diva, the social media. It seems like there's a grown hate for Ryan Garcia. I just think it's over-exaggerated. But I know a lot of people don't hate Virgil Ortiz, and both of these guys are actually singing the same tune. So it is the benefit, and when it comes to Eddy Reynoso and Virgil Ortiz, nobody implements the Canelo Alvarez in their business or the potential business that they could have had. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Ryan Garcia, it seems like when Canelo Alvarez, people bring in the Canelo Alvarez voice, the power, you know what I'm saying, to that conversation. And it ultimately gives Eddy Reynoso the benefit of the doubt because of the ultimate love and respect that people have for Canelo Alvarez. Ryan Garcia also tweeted. Following up with that was, Frank Sanchez had a fight where Eddy only showed up the day of the fight. So I asked Canelo to explain that. Let's stop the back and forth and focus on the fight at hand. By the way, got nothing but respect for Eddy. It's just the truth. Ryan Garcia also said, the truth also is that's even the main reason I left, deciders to part ways. Canelo knows why. I'm just going to keep it to myself and focus on the fight I have. So it seems like Canelo Alvarez knows something that both Ryan Garcia and Eddy Reynoso knows, because he's trying to say, you know what I'm saying, come on, Canelo, you know there's something out there. I just don't want to, I really don't want to expose everything. So let's just pay attention to what you got to do. Let me pay attention to what I got to do and things of that nature. So he's saying Canelo doesn't know the facts, yet Canelo knows something that they don't know. So it sounded a little bit of contradiction. I want to read between the lines and to see what's going on, because he says Canelo doesn't know the facts, but then in another tweet he says Canelo knows why. I'm just keeping it. I'm just going to keep it myself and focus on the fight I have. So Canelo doesn't know the facts, but Canelo knows in another tweet. I'm kind of like confused in those two tweets, in my opinion. Let me read it again. He said the truth also is that not even the main reason I left deciders to part ways. Canelo knows why. I'm just going to keep it to myself and focus on the fight I have. In the other tweet, Ryan Garcia says Canelo doesn't know the facts. The first camp I had with Eddy went great. Then everything went bad. The only time he showed up 2 weeks before the Fonseca fight. So maybe he's just talking. Maybe they have multiple problems. Maybe it was multiple issues, and Ryan Garcia is not trying to let it out. But at the end of the day, Canelo Alvarez is talking for Eddy Reynoso, and I think that Eddy Reynoso should fight his own battle and take care of his own business not take care of his own business, but attend to the issue that, you know, is Ryan Garcia, because right now it just seems like it's Ryan Garcia versus Canelo Alvarez, and Ryan Garcia is not going to win that fight or these arguments in public perception. But if multiple fighters come out and say that Eddy Reynoso didn't have the time, then you got to also give Ryan Garcia some benefit of the doubt here. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is Punch Drunk Boxing. I'm here to preserve the sport of boxing. These are for the modern-day warriors, modern-day gladiators. They put their life on the line for pure entertainment. And in my channel, I give the fighters the benefit of the doubt because they're the one that risk their lives. Now, I'm not saying we can't hold fighters accountable, but it just seems like, and I'm not picking any sides, because Ryan Garcia, like, again, there's different sides of the story. Ryan Garcia keeps on saying what it is. Canelo Alvarez is speaking for Eddy Reynoso. Now, I want Eddy Reynoso to fight his battle and not Canelo Alvarez, because it does seem like right now it's a back and forth between Ryan Garcia and Canelo Alvarez, and I think it shouldn't be like that, because it's not really Canelo Alvarez's business to really talk about the business of Ryan Garcia and Eddy Reynoso. Now, if Canelo Alvarez was in the business of that, if he gets a percentage of that, then it is what it is. But I think that Canelo Alvarez is sticking up for Eddy Reynoso. Probably Eddy Reynoso don't want to talk about it. It's irrelevant in this type of business. He's not working with Ryan Garcia. But it doesn't seem right that they were watching two guys going back and forth when it's really about Eddy Reynoso and Ryan Garcia. And I think that we're giving the benefit of the doubt on Eddy Reynoso because of our love and respect of Canelo Alvarez. Now, is it right as fans forgive Eddy Reynoso the benefit of the doubt because it's Canelo Alvarez? But it's really an Eddy Reynoso and Ryan Garcia issue. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos. Let me know how y'all feel.